Hey everyone, and welcome to part two of this episode of A Pretty Little Podcast. I'm Allie, Violet Vixen Commissaro, and
I'm Jessie. Welcome back to part two, guys. We are so excited to be here, and we are so stoked and in such a good mood from talking to our last guest.
so Corey James, the vocal powerhouse behind Carbonstone, is a remarkable artist known for his unparalleled voice that brings depth to Carbonstone's sound. Corey adds a unique flavor to the band's musical identity. Please welcome Corey James. Hey!
Hey, what's up?
Can you tell us a little bit more about the show with Any Given Sin?
Oh, yeah. We're actually really good friends with Any Given Sin, and the last show we played with them was actually with Saliva and Drowning Pool.
Okay.
No, we weren't on the tour with them. We did direct support for them in Baltimore at Rams Head Live.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really fun show. Really down to
Yeah,
earth people.
Ryan
That was
was
actually our second
raving about
time
Any Given Sin. He said
performing
they're
with Drowning
really
Pool.
great. So I was really excited when I saw that you guys were performing with them. You guys also performed recently, or it might be coming up with Vampires Everywhere.
Yeah, really cool guys.
What inspired the formation of Carbonstone?
So way back when I was a kid, I always kind of listened to a bunch of rock bands. Rolling Stones kind of started me off in my earlier years, and then I found The Offspring, which I was a huge fan of The Offspring, and then I found Korn, and once I found Korn, uh, that's where I kind of went, okay, yeah, I need to pursue music. I need to go out there and do the thing. So,
So, in 3 words, how would you describe the band's overall sound and style?
uh, dark, um, industrial, and I guess metal. I mean, it's definitely not a happy imagery.
Mhm.
So, how did you come up with the band's name?
So that's actually a funny story. Originally, way back in the day, the band was called Unspoken, and that's really not an original band name at all. I'm sure if you type in Unspoken, like thousands of bands are going to pop up. So I was going to change the band name to Carved in Stone, kind of like a headstone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had a really big party, and I was excited to tell everybody about the new band name change, and I was wasted. And so when you say Carved in Stone, uh, under the influence of alcohol, it slurs out. And so one of the guys I said it to repeated it back. He said Carbonstone, and I was like, "Oh, what'd you just say there?" I said, "That's got to be the band name." That was it.
That's great.
That's funny.
Yep, total fucking accident.
So, you had said about Korn and some of those that influence early on. Are there any other bands that you could tell us that you've played with? Because you played with a lot of like really cool people. Is there anybody that really stood out to you that you've played with recently?
So a few years ago, we played with Edema twice, and we actually ended up going out to dinner with them after one of the gigs. And I grew up a huge fan of Edema, so that was pretty mind blowing back then, to go out with them after the show. So that was a blast. But I mean, there's been so many. Filter was a great time playing with them several times. Uh, yeah, that's the Terminator's brother. Good shit. Yeah, it just literally just starts from like yes, it starts from a little idea just in my head, and I'll pick up a guitar and just start just jamming on it, and then that's where the inspiration will naturally happen. Is once I get a cool guitar hook, that's when some lyrical content can start being created, and I just kind of start humming some shit, and whatever clicks in my head, that's kind of what I roll with.
Yeah, I was saying to Crystal, like love your music that you've done separately, but what really got me was hearing Gangster's Paradise. Like, your take on that, I was saying it had such a familiar sound to it, but at the same time, you guys took it and just twisted it and made it your own. And I
That's
love
awesome.
everything about it. She said there was a pretty fun story that
Did she
went.
tell you how that story went down?
No, she didn't get into all that. She was leaving it for you.
Yeah, so we were actually on vacation at the end of our vacation when we got the news that Coolio had unfortunately passed away, and we said, we gotta honor him, and we should totally do a remake of Gangsta's Paradise. So we hit up our studio engineer uh, that night and said, hey, on our way back home, can we stop by the studio? And we have a crazy idea. So he agreed to it. So we drove 3.5 hours back from vacation. Crystal dropped me off at the studio. I started doing work there. She drove a whole nother hour home, dropped off our suitcases, and then she drove all the way back. And the song was already a quarter of the way done. And then it was an 11-hour day. We literally got that whole song done in 11 hours and then released it the next morning. So that was fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do you have anything that you have to do before you go that hard in the studio? Like, was there any prep to your voice or?
Uh, I definitely don't take care of my voice like you should. I'll be honest. Um, couple beers and some water,
You
and
were
just
just born
jumping
like that.
jacks. Yeah, I guess do a bunch of jumping jacks before I do the vocal fry stuff. But yeah.
So, what would you say is your favorite song to play of yours currently?
That's
Because I
tough.
know it's constantly changing.
I think Phantoms. Phantoms is probably my favorite song to perform. Just because it's the lower tenor stuff, and that kind of
Mhm.
challenges me live, and then going back up to the higher stuff. And yeah, it's dark. The lyrics are dark for it, and it just when I nail it live, it feels really good. When I don't nail it live, I'm like, fuck, I got to do better.
So, what has been your most memorable moment with the band so far?
Oh, there's so many. Um,
First one that
right
sticks
now,
out.
I'd probably say the music video we shot 2 weeks ago. The music video for the upcoming single "White Noise." We filmed that outdoors during that giant snowstorm that came through Maryland, and it fucking sucked. It was terrible, but we got through it. I can't wait to get that out so everybody can see it. But it was snowing its ass off, and we were all out there just miserable as hell.
No, I was just asking, is there any hidden little things in the video that fans
Oh,
or
in the
people that are
video,
watching can look for?
in the video,
Hmm.
Mhm.
we have Frankie, the vampire hype bear. So he made a big return. He plays a big role in the video, um, and everybody loves the bear. He gets swarmed at shows. It's hilarious. It's we'll get off stage and I'll say, "See you later, Frankie. Have fun." Just send him out into the crowd, and he's stuck taking pictures for like a good solid 45 minutes to an hour. It's hilarious.
I love that.
That's fun. Do you have any upcoming projects or collabs
Yeah.
to look forward to in the that are coming up?
I just heard you now. Yeah, it's chopped up a little bit.
Okay.
We're definitely looking forward to some collaborations with certain people this year. I don't want to spoil it, but there's somebody we've been trying to collaborate with for probably about a year actually that we're probably going to be able to nail down this year. So it'd be pretty cool to get him on board. But that's definitely something I'm trying to focus on is more collabs and branching out because that's really how you can help spread music. That helps the other
Yeah.
artists and it helps you as well. And it cross contaminates the fan bases at the same time. So absolutely.
Oh, definitely. We love to put it out in the universe for people to get to work with other people that they want to.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, can you share any behind the scenes stories from shooting any of your videos?
Yes. So pins and needles. We'll just start with that one because
Mhm.
that that was probably the worst music video shoot we've ever had. I'm just gonna be honest. Um, so the morning we left for the shoot, uh, I got stung by a yellow jacket. Like as soon as we left the house, I was like, "Oh, that's a great fucking sign." Yeah, it
Yeah.
landed on my leg, went to swat it, and just went stabbed me. And so we get to the video shoot, and the the owner of the actual location wasn't there. So I was having to text this guy who's actually
Come
our
let me
guitarist.
in.
Yeah, yeah, let me the fuck in.
Yeah.
So, but he had this whole mixing board set up that I had to get directions from him to operate. So we're doing all this. There's a generator. I get the generator started. So while we're filming the video, I go outside and the generator is catching this gas can on fire right outside where we're shooting the video. So fortunately, it was raining. I ran over, grabbed the gas can. Yeah, this was terrible. Got the gas can away and got it to stop smoking. But also for the video, we had to build two different sets. So there was a separate set for Crystal and then a separate set for myself.
Mhm.
And I think we were there about 12 hours total, and it was just myself, Crystal, Frankie, and the videographer. So that was a terrible day, but you know what? It paid off. The video turned out great and all that shit. But wow.
Yeah, all
Oh,
your videos are incredible. I was
thank you.
telling Crystal, I love some of the stuff that she wears in hers. Like, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. She did awesome in Relinquish. That was a cold evening, and we had her out there strapped to the stake and all that stuff. That was crazy. Barefoot. Barefoot. That's right. Barefoot. Yeah. Yeah.
I love hearing the stories that go into the music videos because we get to see like after everybody's like put their sweat and tears into it. And there's always good stories of the actual shooting.
It's so much work. It's so much work. But it's and that's something I like to do is anytime we're filming, I'm always taking my phone and filming everybody else while they're doing their parts, and so I can put everything together like behind the scenes stuff, and
Yeah.
because that's always a fun time too. Yeah. Um, and you get to hear some of the dumb shit we say, off camera, and it's crazy.
So, can you tell us about the band's connection with its fan base and the importance of that relationship? Because you guys have a huge fan base.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm always a firm believer that you really have to connect on a personal level, as much as you can at the same time um, as the music, because that's really what can set you aside from other artists out there. There's so many bands out there and artists that they won't give their fans time or day, and it fucking sucks, like there's bands I'm fans of that I can reach out to, they won't even respond to me, and so I I don't want to be that kind of band. I know Crystal doesn't want to be that kind of band either. So, and your fans are what make you. If you don't have fans, no one's going to listen to your fucking music. I mean, so it's always cool to hear stories from fans as well about how songs have helped them and touched them. So
Do
I
you
fucking
have
love it.
any standout stories from a fan interaction?
Yeah, it was a couple shows ago. A fan actually came up to me after our set, and she gave me a really big hug, and she was in tears and said, "Thank you so much for saving my life." And like moments like that is fucking crazy because I don't know what to say to that. You know what I mean? But that makes everything worth it. Just helping one person is crazy.
Aw. Yeah, I was saying to Crystal, that's got to be like the best compliment
Absolutely
for
crazy.
someone to come up and like s- feel that to their core. That's got to be what it's about. So, are there any specific moments in your life that have
Yeah,
significantly
that's
influenced
that
Carbon
100%.
Stone's
It's
discography?
Oh yeah. A whole fuck ton. of uh, being a human being, obviously, it's never easy peasy street for everybody out there.
Mhm.
I had some pretty crazy rough moments happen to me in the past, and I literally pull from every kind of dark thing that I've been through, and that's what I draw the inspiration for to write the music uh, too. Um, don't really want to go into crazy details, but yeah, some really crazy shit happened, and unfortunately, as an artist, and Chris and I talk about this a lot, is that it's kind of like you have to hold some of that dark stuff in you, so you can constantly pull from it, if that makes sense. So we get our therapy from releasing it, and fans get the therapy from connecting to it. So it's kind of like this giant full circle thing that happens. But yeah, it's definitely it's kind of like a blessing and a curse, having to hold shit inside like that. But yes, it feels good to get it out.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, what would you
Yeah.
say is one of your favorite venues to play at?
So it'd be Rams Head Live in Baltimore, or
Okay.
it would be the Record Theater, which we're playing this upcoming Saturday in Towson. They're both massive venues, and they have really really cool acoustics for the sound.
Cool.
Um, and when they fill up and they're packed, they're like fucking packed. Like it's like
Yeah.
total sea of people. Like it's always a good time.
I'm
Um,
gonna be down there, not
yeah, I'd have to say that for sure.
I said you got to perform on Love Draft's new stage.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna be with Vampires Everywhere and Priest. So yeah, we have not been back there yet since they've had the new stage rebuilt, and I'm super fucking excited to get up there
Oh,
because
everybody's saying
it was
it's like
awesome.
awesome.
I can't wait. And the food they have there is absolutely awesome too.
I went last time Nail Bite was playing, and
Oh,
everybody
awesome! I
told
didn't know,
me
but cool.
they do like specialty burger, especially food, I guess, when certain bands are playing. So they had this Nail Bite burger. It was like peanut butter on a burger with marshmallow and something else. And it was a lot of like crazy things, but it was actually pretty delicious.
That sounds crazy. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I always
I
try
love
to go
burgers.
after like the weirdest thing on the menu.
When we first got there, it said there's a burger on the menu called a basic bitch, which I found fucking hilarious. So
yeah.
had to buy that one.
Was it good?
It was delicious. It was good. I every time we've been there, I always get it.
Did you make sure to
Good
all
shit.
write your names on the bathroom? Every time I go in,
Yep.
I like make sure that a pretty little
You
podcast
sign
is right
sign
near the
shit.
mirror.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, we got stickers in the bathrooms and all over the place and shit like that. So yeah, I love.
As far as merch, is there a place that you can get it online or can you only get it from the shows?
Yeah, you can get it at carbonstone.net.
Okay,
So if
awesome.
you go there, you can get all our merch from there. Yep.
And as far as things coming up for the future, can you talk about any of the things that you have planned that are coming up or that you would like to try and get to be on the list?
So yeah, we're playing a pretty cool festival in September. It's in Ohio.
Okay.
I can't announce what the festival's titled, but super stoked that we're on the bill with some really cool bands. Uh, we recently, our drummer actually recently just left the band 2 days after the video shoot
Oh wow.
uh,
What is
for
going on
personal
with these
reasons, no bad
drummers?
blood.
A lot of people have
Yeah,
been losing their
I
drummers
don't I
lately.
don't know. Yep, I
Crazy.
don't know. I was blindsided by it. I didn't see it coming. But we already have somebody situated. We're already good
Mhm.
and moving forward with it. But um, so I can't. I'll. He's actually going to come to the show next weekend, so that'd be cool too to connect with this guy. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've been seeing it all over the internet with drummers. It's mainly drummers leaving bands like all over the place. Uh, I remember I commented on somebody's post. I said, something must be in the air, like
Yeah, it's
it's been
crazy.
crazy.
It's been quite a few recently.
Yeah.
But
And all in the same 2 weeks.
I feel
Bam.
like when like in that group though, like uh, they all kind of help each other. Like if you didn't have a drummist for a certain show, whoever's playing with you, they usually will step up and jump in. I've noticed that with a lot of the bands. It's kind of like they're sharing right now. And it's nice that these bands all kind of help each other and just give back.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah, because they see that no bands want to have other bands have a schedule booked out and not be able to do their thing because a band member quits. So
So what other things would you like to get into coming up for this new year? Or where do you see Carbonstone's music kind of going?
so we're going back in the studio in March actually. So we got this new single we're gonna be dropping next month, February 17th, and then March we're gonna jump back in and I have some ideas for that and just kind of keep on moving along and you know playing more shows, getting out there, meeting more fans. Um, that's really what it's all about. But got to keep creating, got to keep writing.
So should we
Uh,
be expecting
that's the
like
number one.
totally different than anything you've ever done? Like kind of how like Anoxia just kind of like blew our minds. Is that what
Yeah.
mindset we should be in for the new music?
Yes. This new single that's coming out is definitely a little bit different. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It's not something that I would typically write.
Mm.
It still has the roots to it, but it kind of goes off the train tracks halfway through the song. You'll hear it. It's pretty cool.
Now,
I'm really proud about it.
do you have any kind of game plan of when that will be released? Like when you're going in the studio, but do you have any?
So typically when we do the studio work, we try to do as quickly as of a turnaround time as possible if we're doing a single. So literally we can do like 2 sessions back to back and get the single done. And then it's just about how we want to release it. If we want to shoot a music video for it or not. So I'd say if we're jumping there in March, I'd probably say about June. You could expect the next single, the crazy ass one, another crazy ass one.
And now you guys, I love that you guys with your covers that you pick like crazy covers. What kind of goes into picking that perfect cover when you're so used to doing your original? Like, how do you find that, as Jesse would say,
So that's
bop?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that it literally just if we hear something, on the radio or in the vehicle or it's usually, 80s hits or something like that. It just I don't know, it'd be so cool to listen to this song like in a different manner. And that's usually where the decision's made on doing that and sending it through. We did a remake of I Just Died in Your Arms by the Cutting Crew a couple years ago. And it was pretty cool to see that the actual vocalist was a fan of the song. So that kind of
Oh,
blew my mind. But
that's so
yeah, it's definitely
rewarding.
I don't know, just yeah. But-
I have a
Yeah,
whole
no,
list of
yeah.
songs I
I
gotta
was
look
like,
up
holy
after
shit.
this.
It's actually on the YouTube. If you actually go to the YouTube and you find it, it's his comments right there. I got pinned. Yes, you do.
I got my
we
homework
kind
in
of we
front of me.
kind of
I'm gonna be
metaled it
looking up
up,
a lot on
and I
Spotify.
don't scream in it, but the guitars are really fucking heavy in the remake for that. So
Well, we're getting close
yes,
on time. So I want to just say thank you so much for taking the time to come on. And we definitely would like to catch up with both you and Crystal after you guys have
absolutely.
put out your new music. I mean, like, I'm excited now. Like, after just
Awesome.
hearing Relinquish the Quiet and seeing what she just came out with, I can't even wait to see
I
what you're
know.
coming out with. Like, I can't even wait.
A lot to look forward
Let's
to.
and I appreciate you ladies for having me on this. It's gonna be a crazy year. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
crazy
and
year.
any shows that you are performing at, we would be glad to put them on our pages and, promote them for you also, because
Awesome. You
it's
guys
so
you
much
guys
fun.
planning on coming to Love Drafts for Vampires Everywhere?
I am going to try. That's next weekend, right?
No, that's April 18th.
Is April 18th the
No, Any
one?
Given Sins next Saturday or this upcoming Saturday.
That's what I thought. Okay. And where was that one more time?
So
Sorry.
that's January 27th, and that's
Yeah,
at
what?
the Wrecker in Towson. April 18th is at Love Drafts.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
And do you know who you're playing with that one?
Yeah, we're playing. That's us, Vampires Everywhere, and Priest.
I love Priest. I'll be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Hell yeah, awesome,
From
awesome.
Sweden.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
gonna be a
writing
good
all
time.
this down. But thank you so much for taking the time. Seriously, like
Jotting down the notes.
both you and your wife are just incredible, and I'm so glad I came across you guys and started following you and just have your music now.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great
Awesome.
night. They're wonderful.
They're so cool. I'm so happy to have them both on, and there's so much. I actually already have tickets to that show because I'm a huge Priest fan. So I have tickets to see him open for Priest. I love
It's
Draft.
like anything at Love Drafts is just worth, like, if you even like one person on the bill, like, go for it.
Yeah.
Because Love Drafts is just a great venue, like, altogether. And there's usually like more than one on the bill that. So, real quick, I just wanted to let you know, because it was kind of a surprise for me myself. I had taken a couple pictures and I had submitted them.
Okay.
Just kind of,
Seeing
I
what's
didn't think
on.
there was a chance in hell that
Mhm.
I was going to get in the running, but I am currently in the running for Inked magazine cover.
Yay! I love that. Oh, that's
So
awesome.
as soon as I get all the like voting stuff, I'll start sending it out. But yeah, I was like pretty blown away. Yeah, I got the message actually not yesterday, the day before.
Yay! That makes me so happy.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I didn't know, like, did you have to be like covered
No,
or like,
I don't think so anymore.
yeah, I guess it's just a vibe. And
Yeah,
the pictures that I sent, like, I made sure to send pictures of like
where you can see your tattoos.
like the side that I have more tattoos.
I get it. Well, that makes me so happy to hear, and I'm go vote for Allie.
But I will let you get out of here because I know you've got some fun stuff that you're doing tonight.
I do. Thanks for
And
joining us, guys.
I will see you next week.
All right,
My
bye-bye.
podcaster in crime. I'm so happy that you're back. I missed you so much. Like, it's been like rough not being on
I
here
know.
and like just having my Jessie time. But
Aw. Well, I love you and I love being here.
and thank you everyone for tuning in.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.